You're listening to The Moose and the Loose, your 10 minutes action-packed financial podcast with your host, Mikey Hu. Hey, what's up, Market Moose? Happy Retirement Friday. I hope you're doing well. Today, we're going to talk about something that I got as like a nugget of wisdom I got by reading Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. Amazing book. Ironically, I read that book because it was suggested at my retirement community, so Retirement Loop. A lot of loopers read it. They said it was an amazing book. So when I went to Martinique, I thought, well, you know what? Let's buy the book, read it. But I was thinking I was like reading a book about retirement, which is the case, but there is like so much more from this book. If you're not retired already, that you should definitely like pause this podcast, go on Amazon and order your copy right away. So one thing that is super interesting is Bill Perkins talks about what really matters in the end. Like when you're about to die or when you get older, the only thing that you're going to do is think about your past memories, your past experiences, like the precious time you spent with your friends and family, your wife, your children, and so on. And one thing that was really interesting is he said, well, how about we translate experience into points, like memory points, experience points, and how many of those points are you able to buy? And the point is not to, of course, if you love traveling, the experience points will be in traveling, but it could be go to a theater, go like see musicals, just spend time having people over at home, have a nice dinner, whatever. Like, you do you, but the point was to transform as much of your money into experience points, good memory points. And I had a discussion with a looper the other day, like after reviewing his projection sheet, and he was like, yeah, I can spend like so much more than I thought, but I'm still not too sure about like if I should spend more, travel more, do more of what I like. And then I had this discussion with him, say, okay, so according to your projection sheet, at the age of 82, you're going to have like what, like $12 million net worth? Are you going to be happier having $12 million net worth at the age of 82 or having $5 million net worth and spend that $7 million worth of fun in the next 20 years, like in experience points? And that was kind of shocking because, I mean, once you die, you die. You have like 5 million, you have $5. It's not going to change anything, right? But whatever you have done with your life is going to change a lot. But I get it. It's not easy to change your mindset, of course, because we all fear that we're not going to have enough money. And that's why you need a plan, right? Because you need a plan. The number one reason is to make sure that you can afford the retirement of your dream and that you will have enough money. And then once you have that plan, what you do is that you double check it because you really want to make sure that this plan is working, right? And once you have double check it, you're going to probably triple and quadruple check it. And then you're going to run stress tests. All right. You have done like 5 different layers of testing your projections. I think you're good now. Now it's time to ask yourself, would you be happier having hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in your bank account the day you die? Or maybe it's worth it to spend a lot more than you intend to spend to actually buy those experience points, those memory points with the people that you love. You know, I kind of like those games. I really like the fact that I could see experience points instead of like just money in my bank account or things that I've done. And here's a good example of something that I did a while ago that gave me, I'd say, 1 million experience points. Is when I left my job at the age of 35 to travel with my family for a full year. So I spent 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, a full year, 360 days with the people that matters the most in my life. That was worth 1 million points, if it's not even more. and the actual real cost of that. And I tracked the budget, so I tracked everything that I spent on that year. So how much the RV cost, the interest rate, the modification we made, the trips, the travel, the gasoline, the food, everything. So roughly that sum up to $84,000 at 35. So instead, I could have continued working, not spending a year with the people I love, not having those memory points, and invest that $84,000, like roughly, right? That would have equal to over $500,000 at the age of 65 and over $1 million at the age of 75, like assuming like a 6.5% return rate for the next like 30 and then 40 years, right? But I got 1 million points at the age of 35 instead. I mean, that's worth something. And most importantly, I could not buy those points at the age of 75 or even 65. Actually, I'm not even 45 now, and I would not be able to get those memory points. Why? Well, because right now my oldest son William is turning 20 and he's working full time. My daughter is turning 18 and she is finishing college, and then she's going to go to university. And then my youngest son Caleb, maybe he would be willing to jump on the RV with us, but I'm not too sure I want to ride with a 13-year-old like starting his teenager years, right? So it's impossible to go on a trip for a year with my children now. I mean, completely impossible. So there is that limit at one point that sometimes you can do some things in your 40s, in your 50s, in your 60s, but you're not going to be able to do that later down the life. I mean, if your dream is to go kite surfing, that looks amazing, a bit extreme though, and you're certainly not going to be in shape enough to do that at the age of 75. I mean, or maybe, and kudos to you if you are, but chances are if you want to do kite surfing, probably you should do that when you're younger and when you're healthier and you're not afraid to break a hip, right? So all of that to say, spend more, just spend more. The discussion I had with this young retiree kind of like put everything in perspective. He realized that he has a lot more money than he needed to live the retirement that he wanted. And then all of a sudden, he started thinking out loud about new projects he could have, such as doing Compostelle, like, the long walk that starts in Spain for like 30, 40 days. I mean, it takes more resources, takes a lot of time, but today he's in shape to do that. At the age of 82, not too sure, right? And then why would you want to wait until it's really hard to enjoy money because you don't really feel like doing that much in a day? While you are healthy, you are younger right now, and you still have that money. So the key point here is, yes, it's important to plan for your retirement, but then try to get the maximum. Like, try to spend as much as you can to enjoy life, because after that, there's not going to be much enjoyment. And if you're telling me, oh, but Mike, I keep that money for my children. I mean, you know what? They're going to benefit from it a lot more today than if you have to wait 20, 25, 30 years to benefit from it. I mean, I had a client who received $500,000 from his father when his father passed away at the age of 92. The guy was in his 60s. He was already retired and rich. So getting $500,000 at that time had zero impact on his net worth. So you have to think about that too. I mean, we're going to live longer. So plan ahead and then enjoy life with the one you love right away. If you want to know more about Retirement Loop, I have actually a free newsletter that starts with a good freebie. So you can download 20 income products reviewed for retirees right now. So you can go to retirementloop.ca/retirement-income. So I'm going to put that in the show notes. So that's retirementloop.ca/retirement-income. You can get your free booklet there, or you can just go on retirementloop.ca. You're going to see the button to download the free book. You put the email, you get the free ebook. I've reviewed 20 income products, the pros, the cons, making sure that you understand what you invest in for your retirement is key. You're going to find all of that in this booklet. So, right, Moose, that's enough for today. So go on this weekend, spend more money, and we're going to talk again on Monday. Until then, don't forget to stay invested.
Hey, welcome to the disclaimer. If you're listening to The Moose and the Loose, you cannot really expect me to give you buy or sell recommendation or financial advice, right? You're here for fun, you're here for information and some entertainment. But I am not your financial advisor, I am not your broker, so therefore I'm not liable if you're losing money after listening to the podcast. If you're looking for some advice, go see a professional. If not, you can enjoy this show and do your due diligence after it.